This is Spoken by Elswith, a femdom hypnosis podcast, Season 4. Today, we are going to explore a visualization session. And not just any visualization, we're not going out on the beach here. This one is hot. Okay, I guess going out on the beach, that can be hot as well, but this is steamy, lustful, bodies rubbing together, that kind of hot. Plus, I'm putting it on the website for absolutely free, so you can practice those skills again and again. Look in the episode notes for the free download link and go off and download that. And you can be anonymous when you do it. That's not a problem. You do need to use an email address. Obviously, that works. That's all. So now let's go ahead and dig into the inbox. I'm gonna be honest with you here. We had an uncharacteristically very sunny weekend, and I took advantage of it. Now, I've had some great responses to the new sessions that have come out, especially to the Knight and the I always call it the wrong thing, the Knight and the Crown. I've really enjoyed that. I think I'm going to include some of the reviews and responses in with the different sessions, because I know that other people will also like having the review right there, right? I did have a couple surprising ones. I will try to work those into the next episode, just because this one, between the sunshine and the great weather, I suspect I'm going to be a little bit behind. So I've also been mulling over a series of emails with R. Now, I realized due to this that it is important for my new listeners, and I know I've had quite a few people recently find me, that for you to understand that while my sessions include many different themes and scenarios, that I, Elswith, I'm someone who believes that life is for pleasure and happiness. And while we can't be happy all of the time, we can welcome that feeling most of the time. We can be in the present and say, yeah, this is damn good, and not constantly borrowing trouble from the past or the future. Now, you may think I'm just saying that because I've had quite a few days in the sun, but even with that, I didn't go off to some high-end luxury resort or anything of that nature. I picked a few things that were important to me and actually went to a very, don't want to say cheap, let's say undervalued, an undervalued location to enjoy it. One of my highlights is going to this cafe that was along the water, and it had this gorgeous balcony available. And just sitting there, enjoying the water, enjoying the conversations of people around, and having a lot of nothing to do. That was really good and recharging for me. Again, going to that undervalued location also helps keep things pretty cheap and affordable. I will definitely go back again. It was good for my soul. Anyway, yeah, I do think that we can find happiness, and while it's easy to fall into that consumerism thing, right, that we always need more and more of things to be happy, we actually really don't for a lot of us. You just have to recognize what it is that is making you happy. Oh my goodness, I do swear that the session today has a lot of good, yummy, lustful, sexy things in it. So please don't be like turned off that somehow we've fallen into self-help. It's not that. I'm just mostly saying, even as a femdom mistress, very much a masochist at times, I do overall just want people to be happy and people to recognize the things that make them happy. Like the topic of SPH, right? If you don't know what SPH is, it's small penis humiliation. Most people who dabble in that, it isn't because they actually want to feel miserable, it just gets them off. And if you recognize that this particular thing is something that just gets you off, well, it's creating happiness, isn't it? Even if it falls under degradation, if you had to throw it into a genre, right? So, I also believe that we should be good to those in our everyday life. And if you can't, be good to them, work out why that is and, what needs to change. Some of you, maybe a lot of you, do have these fetishes that you might have put in the closet or hidden away. But one thing I don't want is for me to be the fetish that is somehow driving that wedge, in between, or worse, that you are now sending messages and emails or whatever to me about your relationships. I don't do that. I don't dabble in jealousy or feeling torn or trying to get between people. Those are just areas of my life that maybe I outgrew. The reality TV kind of drama of whatever that some people just seem to thrive on. That's not me. I just don't like it. I think it's also just important to be honest with ourselves, because most of the time, if we feel torn by a particular issue, we actually do know the answer. So if you're constantly just getting stuck in this, oh, woe is me, I'm so torn and blah, blah, blah kind of monologue, you're getting something from that. And you're also choosing that. You're not actually torn, you're just getting off on the idea of being torn, and you're going back to it again and again and again. Like a favorite session, right? So, while the Pirate Queen may be using her supremacy to take down ship captains and steal their ships, or, that femdom session has you carrying more shopping bags than you can imagine, your hostess, Elswith, me, I want happiness for you. I want you to enjoy our headspace, our time together, and also enjoy your everyday life and the good things in it. And realize that when it comes to some of these other topics, I'm going to start calling them my reality TV topics, I don't dwell on those, I don't live in there, I just don't want to. It's not my kink. I choose to be happy, and I also firmly believe the grand majority of people can be happy, unless their fetish is being unhappy. Okay, now speaking of happiness and good things, I did get a lovely silver gift, a little charm token from my dear P. And I completely agree with his note that it was the perfect little token. I'm saying little because it literally is little. It's a charm bracelet. It's a little puppy. It was the perfect one for him to gift me. So thank you for that. I also received a teapot after mentioning the teaspoon in a previous episode. Now in the wish list, I made a comment that the buyer of the teapot would receive a little reward. However, the buyer did not send their name with the gift. So does that mean that no reward is desired? Maybe I'll need to throw that little reward idea again up. I'll put it in a comment on something else. Okay, finally. let's get into that free session for today. It is Lust and Addiction Visualization Practice, and I know you're going to love it. Now, as you know, only those femdom hypnosis sessions that are tame enough for YouTube and the podcast make it on here. The other stuff, the steamy, yummy stuff, you will find it over on spokenbyelswith.com. And even though today's visualization session happens in a strip club, I think we'll still manage to squeeze it on past the censors. The inspiration behind today's session is erotic visualization. For some, visualization in hypnosis, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, but others have really struggled to catch on to it. Now, some of that is just the difference in how our headspaces work, but a lot of it, it's just a lack of practice. Similar to how people think meditation is easy, right? You just sit there and do nothing until they try it, right? A guided visualization, even the steamy, hot, sexy ones, can be a challenge at first. You should download this visualization practice on the website so you can return to it as often as needed. You'll find the link in today's episode notes. And it's time now to get ready. So, find yourself a comfortable spot, and let's breathe together as we transition from podcast to visualization. Now be aware, there is no induction or trigger or taking you down, nor is there a waking up process. This is a guided visualization, much like a very pervy meditation. So at the end, there will just be music to give you a chance to transition back, to your everyday surroundings. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and hold it and let it out again. Another one in, hold, and out again. Breathe in deeply, hold, and out. Now breathe as you do a quick scan of your body, adjusting as needed, maybe rolling those shoulders, or tilting your head from side to side, or just wiggling your feet. And now another deep breath in and let it out. Find your natural breathing rhythm and take some time to listen to the music, making yourself extra comfortable and finding your centered place, being ready to hear my words in your ears and create the scene as I describe it to you. You can do this. This is Lust and Addiction Visualization Practice, spoken by Elswith. You said you wouldn't be back, and yet there you are, back in the dingy club with the poorly lit stage and watered down drinks. You came back for her, and she knows it. A smile curves her lips, the same way her body curves in time to the music. Slowly, seductively, she crawls towards you, pausing just out of reach. "Welcome back," she says. "It's good to see you again." She shimmies, grinning as your gaze inevitably falls on her chest. The strappy bra barely hides her ample breasts. She's teasing you now. It's just a game for her, but you don't care. You fell under her spell a long time ago. Your hands reach out, but she deftly slides just beyond your grasp. There's a mischievous glint in her eyes as she arches her back. Her legs flash open and closed, enticing you. You know what she wants, and you wish you could give it to her. Instead, you watch her move away, drawn towards the flash of green. A man waves it in the air before stuffing it into the waistband of her thong. She melts against him, caressing his face while grinding against his lust. Your hands curl into fists, the knuckles turning white. Even as a burning hatred boils your blood, you can't look away. You can't miss a single moment of her temptation. Her hands run tantalizingly up and down his chest, but her gaze locks onto you. She's teasing again. That can be you if you want her. And don't you want her? You do. You want her. You need her. You need her more than you need groceries this week. You need her more than you need to pay rent. Your body moves on its own as you reach into your wallet. You wave your own bundle of green in the air, and she immediately answers your call, and you're soon wrapped up in her perfume. You breathe in deeply, drinking in her intoxication. Her every touch ignites trails of fire along your skin, sparking an electricity that rushes your blood. She feels impossibly soft as her curves sway alluringly against you. You're consumed by her. Your mind is filled with her scented cloud, muddling any other thoughts out of existence. Her dance promises a pleasure too sweet to endure, and you crave it. You crave it as much as a child craves its mother's love. You want her. You want her so badly that you're about to burst. "Please," you beg. But you're too late. The music is over. Her siren's call has ended. The fog in your brain lifts and you wonder what you're doing. You know that if you continue, that she'll drain you dry. She'll take everything from you until you've wasted into nothing, and she'll thrive on it. You need to leave, but you don't. You stay and watch her daintily walk away. "See you tomorrow, handsome," she says with a wink. "See you tomorrow." I know you enjoyed practicing your visualization skills. Do you want to explore more in that area? Go visit spokenbyelswith.com and you're gonna find plenty more. Be sure to sign up for my mailing list while you're there and take full advantage of any freebies and offers going out. Plus, you'll be among the first to know about any new sessions.